Hello guys, and I'm back with another door. Now, if you were here for my last tutorial, um, which was, I'm not gonna go show it to you, but it was a glass door, like this one, and it doesn't show any pistons. So, if I open this, it opens this, and you can't see any pistons when it's open or shut. So that's kind of what the door does. Ooh, sorry. So, and I'm going to be showing you how to make this door. Now, if you remember, last time I made one like it, but it was like, I made this one, but it was, instead of being, from side to side, ooh, this was one of the broken ones, that's right. If you guys remember, it like opened on the top and the bottom, and you could see the pistons, like you can see the pistons, and with this new version on the sides, you can't. So let's get over there. And this is going to be kind of a lengthy tutorial. Not too bad, but I'm going to be going over step by step on how to make this machine. Now, it's a 10 by 8 by 7, and I made a lot of these, and I mean a lot of these, and this was pretty much the smallest I could get it. I think I can make it a little bit smaller, but I'm not sure. And it opens in on both sides, redstone hidden torch key, and you can't see any pistons. Okay, so let's start off. Now, I actually I've only built it this once, and I've been like tuning it, so I didn't just build it straight through. So when I'm building this, I'll kind of be looking over here as a guidance, but I kind of know what's going on. So let's start out with the input, because that's going to be the most important thing. First off, if the machine knows if it's going to be opening or closing in the redstone torch key. So this is where the first torch key is going to be. This is where the second one's going to be. Well, where you place the torch to open or close it. So how you make these is you put this here. You put this here. And these are pretty just generic things to make. They're really easy to make. And what these are is if I place a torch right here, this torch will turn off, making this piston retract, therefore destroying the key right here. And since this only is usually on, we have to invert it to get a signal. So as you'll see, if I push this, the top torch goes on for 1 tick. So let's invert both of these. And this one goes up here like this, over here like this. And over here, basically how the switch works is this redstone block right here. If it goes up and it's right here, it means it's going to open. And if it's down here like it is right now, and this is a redstone block, by the way, this redstone block, it's going to, bottom's opening, top is closing. So if a sticky piston gets a 1 tick pulse, it doesn't retract the the block. So if it gets a 1 tick pulse, it's going to move to here. If it gets another one, it's going to move back. And that's what these 1 tick pulses are used for. So I'll just kind of show you how that's all going to work right now. And and this one, yeah, it hits a block. Okay. That's right. And there's a piston right here. So every time I do this, it's going to move and then move back. Move and then move back. And depending on what position it's in, it's going to either open or close. Okay, now let's kind of start with the side over here, the right side. And there's not really any reason you don't have to do it in this order. It's just easier. And let's start with the opening, because the opening's kind of more complex. And so to first off situate it, we have to place all the pistons down. That's going to be needing to make this thing open. And they're placed in an order like this. So there's kind of a gap. And the door is going to be right here. And what's going to happen is this is going to retract, like this is how do I explain this, like, without showing it to you? I'll just kind of show you it right now. Basically, what's going to happen is these pistons right here are going to pull these blocks over to it. And then this piston over here is going to extend. And let's just have this extend, actually. And then these pistons right here are going to grab the glass. So they grab the glass like this. And then once the glass is grabbed, then these pistons over here extend like this. And, like, if you have this covered, that's just kind of how it ends. So that's going to be how this all works. And then, this will get a 1-tick pulse and push this all forward when it's closing. So it's going to be like, yeah. So that's how it opens and closes. But now we have to wire it all up so it does that by itself. Okay, so first off, let's put a roof here. And this is where, when it goes down, it's going to turn on this. And I forget, where does it immediately start at? It immediately starts right there. Oh, and yes. Once this actually turns on, we don't want this staying. Like, I don't know how to exactly say it. We don't want it staying on, per se. We kind of want it to, because we want it to send a pulse. So all the pistons get a pulse through them. We don't want it to, like, just have a immediate signal. So we hook it up to a 1-tick pulse, which is pretty easy. You just do this, and then this. So when the block comes down here, so to prove that this is a 1-tick pulse, I'm going to hook this up to this. So every other time, this is going to get a signal. So that time it got a signal. This time it doesn't. This time it gets a signal. This time it doesn't. This time it gets a signal. Because of this 1-tick pulse. And it doesn't stay on, as you see. Now, the first thing that we're going to have to do is we're going to have to make this front one extend. So we're going to put a block here and redstone right here, because that's how we're going to want it to work. And then the next thing we're going to want to do is we're going to want these to extend. So let's put some redstone, I think it's right here. And then the next thing we want to do, and probably the most trickiest part, is we want these to extend. Once they're moved, where I am right here, these pistons are going to be moved over here. But since we already have, like, a piston over here, it's kind of hard to send a signal to both. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to get a redstone a redstone lamp. And if we put this right here, so when this gets a signal, it will actually turn on it will turn this one on if it's right here. So it will actually power a block right here if this is on. And then we're going to want to loop another one to the bottom, and we're going to want to power this block. So a block right here will get powered, so the sticky piston gets powered. And now let's wire this all up. Now let's see how exactly I did this. Okay, send a 1-tick pulse here. Loops around. And this gets a 2-tick pulse. And this is... Well, this actually should get a 3-tick pulse. We'll mess around with the timings, because, like, depending on how the blocks update. If you remember the other video I made, I had a problem with blocks updating in a certain way. So that can always be an issue. I mean, I don't know if this is going to work if these are on the same timing. I mean, it works over there, but that doesn't mean it's going to work here. And this is also going to, I think this is going to be a 2-tick pulse. We'll get the timing all, like, situated once the wiring's all hooked up. And then we put this here. And, and we put this here. So when this gets a 1-tick pulse, it's going to light up this line right here, which will make these extend just for 1 tick. And then it's going to go around here, and it's going to make these extend for, once again, like, not 1 tick, but it's going to make them extend, like, pretty fast and retract. And then this is going to go up here, and then this is going to be turned on. So when this presses over here, this is going to be updated at the same time. So these won't be able to extend, even though it's going to get updated by this redstone lamp right above it. It's not going to be able to extend. So if I turn this on, it's going to be able to extend now, but it won't have a chance to do that because it's going to be pushed over so fast. So, yeah. Now let me just make sure I have all these timings right. So yeah, 2, 2, 2, 2. Now, in order to power the bottom one, we just send a signal through the bottom, obviously, and that's going to be a 2 and a 1. So, yeah. So this gets powered, and then it turns on this one, and then it turns on this one. Just like that. Slick. Slick, slick, slick. Okay, so now this should work. So what should happen now is it should actually do everything it should. It just actually no, this one should do everything it should, but it will have pistons showing at the end. And how to get those pistons no longer showing is we're going to have to send power to this one. But this one's going to be a little bit more complicated with the wiring. And the reason is because when we want it to close, we're going to have to send wiring through here, so we just can't have it have immediate wiring, just hooking it up. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to have a big delay on it, hence all the repeaters. And the repeaters are also supposed to be here because the repeaters are also going to have to be here. That way it doesn't interfere with the closing wiring, if that makes any sense. Okay, so, and we're going to have it powered right here. And if this turns on, these two will get powered, so that's what we're going to be sending power to. And I think it sends it up the bottom, yep. So, now we just situate this. And that's a 4 and that's a 2. And I'm pretty sure that's a 3. We'll go over here and check. No, it's a 4. So now this should work. Now let's see if it's on its... Well, it actually doesn't matter. Let's hook it all up to see, and let's get rid of this. So let's put this here and this here and see if it works. Okay, it works. So that's... And oh, you just put a block here, that way there's like no gap under it. But that block isn't needed. Okay, so that side's done. And, well, should I do the other side or should I do the closing for this side? I think I'll do the closing because it's just, while I'm on this side, I might as well finish it. Okay, so when this block comes up, it's going to activate this, when the redstone block comes up, to activate its closingness. It's going to turn on this redstone right here, and it's going to come down. And it's going to hit a 1-tick pulse kind of machine again. So it sends a 1-tick pulse. And then it's going to hit this wiring. That's going to go over to these pistons. And I feel like I broke something. Oh, yes. This is supposed to be... Okay, so... Just like I showed before, this goes right here, and then let's see if I can place it right here. Nope. And then, so, when it's up, oh, this is wrong. It has to be one higher. So when it's up, it's going to activate this wiring right here. And I'll get rid of this block, although we'll have to put it back there. And then I'll put it here. And then we're going to actually have to do a little trick with glowstone. And I'll show you why in a second. Because glowstone, well, that's actually going to be on the other side, but glowstone helps you, like, not activate bud switches with ones next to it. We'll just fix it with a repeater so it doesn't connect to that one. And all that jazz. So, yeah. It just does that. So 2-tick pulse here. And a 1-tick pulse kind of machine. And actually, since we can't really put that there yet. Since this is, we'll put it right here. And then we have this go. Now this has to be one higher. My bad. So this has to be like this. This top one has to be like this. And that should work. So let's reset this to see if this works. Which just means we basically pull this back out here. It didn't have it wasn't one tick. Did I accidentally make the one over here more than a one tick pulse? Let's look. On this one should be on. It's just kind of a bud switch problem, but it's not really a problem. And these would actually be back over here. I'll be right back when I solve this problem. Okay, I'm back. It turns out, all I did was I accidentally broke the redstone right here, and it was working, so. Now, if I hook all this up, let's see. Yeah, because it's supposed to be closed. This side should be completely done. So yeah, I didn't change anything. All I did is I accidentally broke a block, so now it should open. And there's no piston showing. And like that, it should just instantly close. Okay. Now let's go to the other side, which is, I don't know, is it shorter? Yeah, I think it's actually a little shorter. No, it's the same length, whatever. And let's place the pistons. That's the first thing we have to do, is we have to place the pistons. Now let's start with the opening, just like I did on the other side. Now this one's going to be a little bit more interesting when it comes to the opening. And we'll see this in a second because this is kind of hard to see, but it's actually kind of in the corner here. And it's going to split a couple different ways. So this side is like way different mechanics-wise than the other side. So that's the first thing you kind of have to know. This is not, I mean, you can. Actually, I don't think you can just repeat it on, like, the same kind of thing on the other side. This side has to be kind of different. I don't really think I have to show why. It just, you'll see. Okay, so, and it gets a one-tick pulse that goes off of this. And the first one-tick pulse, like, before, activates, the very back pistons to grab the first blocks. And that's going to be the first step. So let's go over here and let's... Wait a minute. Wrong machine. Oh, they're all starting to look similar. Ah. Okay, so this gets a one-tick pulse to it. And this will go on to here, here, here. I think this is a little wrong, but we'll fix it in a second. And then the next thing it does is it goes to the... Well, actually, a weird thing about... my phone's going off. A weird thing about this is that it's actually reverse on the other side. So let me kind of break this so I can kind of show you what I mean by that. The pistons are over here on this one. And the pistons are going to be over here on this one. It's just kind of how I set it up to make it as compact as possible. It was the most easiest way to compact it. So you just have to keep in mind that it's kind of reverse. So over here, we're going to want these pistons to go next. So we'll hook up the switch to this one. And I don't remember exactly actually how I went around turning this one on. Let me look at this. So this would go on. And it would turn this one on. And then it went over here. Oh! Ooh, I forgot about that. Okay. Okay, I forgot about that. Okay, apparently I made it kind of complex for some reason. I guess it has to be. I don't remember it needing to be that complex. Okay. So I place a piston. Like, apparently I made it go, like, under. Wow, that's just odd. It's just odd how I did that. Okay. I'm sorry, I just need a second to kind of figure out how exactly all this went down. Since it's being kind of odd. It's like totally different from the other side. Okay, so it just goes over on the edge, and it goes to the first. Okay, and it's just a one-tick pulse. Wow. Okay, so apparently what I did, which I didn't, I honestly don't know why I did this, is I made it like this. And this would actually activate both of them, correct? And this turns on this, which wraps around and goes like this. Tick pulse. I think this is a little wrong, but I'll fix it in a second. Oh no, what it does is it goes to right here. And it has a one tick pulse. That's right. Okay, so now we have the first pistons that extend and grab this, and then right here is going to be where the sticky pistons are. Let's just actually place those right now. These are where the pistons that are going to grab the glass are going to be. So now our next job is to have these be able to be activated. So let's fly over here and see how I did that. And actually, I think the reason I did this, I made it kind of go around kind of weird, is so I made it kind of easier to have these the ones that grab the glass a little bit easier to grab. Okay, so the first one's going to be over the top, literally, and it's going to be activated through this. Actually, oh yeah, okay, I'm sorry. How I did it was I activated it through this thing right here. So I put a redstone torch on the bottom. So let's start out with that. And actually, this is a little bit complex, so I'll just build it and I'll come back. Okay, I'm back, and I spared you the pain and suffering of trying to watch me refigure out kind of how I set this all up. Okay, so how it works is the reason is I set this one up wrong. The one that extends, pistons. These pistons right here. It turns out it goes here, and it stays on the same level, and it goes down. And then it goes like this, and you have to have this redstone right here. And then it goes down like this, and like this, just to activate this redstone torch right here. And actually, it doesn't have to be a redstone torch. It just helps it, like, get rid of the bud switch. Because, I don't know, I noticed that a bud switch could actually be caused with one of these. I couldn't exactly figure it out, what was causing it, but it just helps with it. And the other one, it turns out, to get the top one, it's really simple. This is the one-tick pulse machine right here. And it just sends a signal over here, which activates this. So this is going to be on. So any piston that's right here. So if I put a piston right here, it's going to turn on. It also creates a bud switch with the piston right here, which is a problem as long as you don't update it. So you have to kind of watch out for that. But I work around that, and that's not a problem. So now we have the second pistons that grab the glass. And all that we have to do now is just have these pistons extend, which is the easy part. You just put them on a delay, and they extend, and that's that. So this is the long delay. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It comes across to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's final. Okay. I mean, what does it extend off of? Wait. Oh, I switched it up. Once again, I'm messing up my own thing. Apparently, this is supposed to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Go over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go over here. And this is supposed to be activated. This like redstone torch should be activated by this one right here. And this should get one more. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. And this gets this, and this gets this. Okay, now this should be finished. We haven't done the closing for this side. We haven't done the closing circuitry for this side. But right now, this should be finished opening-wise. So let me just check out, just kind of make sure I have all the timings correctly. This has to be on 2. That's for the closing, though. And yeah, I think I have it all correctly. So, yes, the circuit should set up in a way that it's going to be closing at the next switch. So let's see if it works. I'm very curious. No, it doesn't. Let me fix the problem once again. Damn it. Okay, I'm back, and I just made a really, really stupid mistake. I had this lamp over here for some reason, and it's supposed to be right under here, so it gets powered. And another thing about that is I forgot to mention this. The reason you put a repeater right here is because I'll actually just kind of show you what would happen if you didn't. Is if you don't and you power this, it's going to stay on because it makes an infinite redstone loop. So this is why you put a repeater right here. I just wanted to mention that since I'm back on that topic. So, yeah, make sure the redstone torch is right there. I mean, not the redstone torch, the redstone lamp. God, I am so tongue-twisted today. And, I don't think those should be there. No. Okay. Now let's just have it do its closing side. And this should open. From what I've seen so far, yep, and it works. And like I said before, you just put that block there. It doesn't serve any purpose other to make it not have a gigantic hole at the bottom of the glass. Now, last but not least, actually it is least, it's the last thing we actually have to do, is make the closing circuitry for this side. The last side we did. I keep getting confused on if it's the right or the left side because it depends on which way you're looking at it. Just that one side, you know. Okay, so okay. Yep. And I'll get into like why this is here in a second, because this actually just has to do with updating. I don't know if I'm going to have to put it over there. I might have to test. But what actually happens is, for some reason, when it comes up, and if I put like the circuitry on this side like this, if I didn't put this right here, it like doesn't update this for some reason. It's just really weird. Okay, so I'm just gonna put it in to be safe than sorry. I don't think this is usually not a necessary thing that you have to put in, but for this opening kind of input, you hook it up to redstone and you just have a 1 tick kind of go by it. That's just something that you may have to do. Okay, now let's hook it up to its final thing. Oh, and we're going to have to use glowstone here. Oh no, the dreadful glowstone. Okay, so we connect this here, we connect this here. We stop this, we don't want this to be connected, obviously. And we use glowstone. The next block we put down is glowstone, and the reason is because if this wasn't glowstone, it would create a bud switch for these, and that just causes problems because they stay on too long once you try to open it, and it just jams it up. So we put glowstone right here. So let's go do that. I hope this is all making sense. Why does this look off? I guess it's not. So this next one's glowstone. And then we make a 1 tick pulse. I need a 1 tick pulse. Oh, it has to be 1 more over. And I believe it's on a 2 tick. And it goes on to a 1 tick. Yep, I am correct. And it goes down, and it just, all it does is just wire down to these. Just like such. And I've actually already wired it, and so this should be finished. If I'm correct. And you just kind of, you can make the roof. So this should be finished. Let's see if it closes. Yep. It now closes. It opens. It closes. Oh. I must have put it on the wrong side. Okay. It opens. Oh, I broke it. I had just finished and then I broke it. But, rest assured, it is actually working. Now let's put it on the right side. Oh, that's because I made it open, and it's supposed to be trying to close. I just find these videos probably more entertaining due to the fact that I fail so much, other than the fact that more than they are actually teaching anything about redstone. Okay, now it should open. I hate my life. I'll be right back after I fix yet another mistake. Okay, I'm back, and I fixed, well, more or less the problem. The problem was, this switch wasn't working because there wasn't a block right here. So you have to make sure you have a block right here. And now that all works. Another thing that happened is I, experimented over here with, accidentally placing the torch in the wrong place. And it's really bad. It actually breaks a lot of stuff. And I had to go through and I had to fix a lot of things since I put the torch in the wrong place. So, actually, now it doesn't work because, it used to be that, this has redstone. But I made it so I put this in as a block, that way if I put a torch, it still works the exact same. But if I put a torch here, it doesn't turn on the redstone. And I also put chiseled quartz blocks, so you know where to put the torch. Those are optional. And now it completely works. So, thanks for watching. I really enjoyed the tutorial and, showing you guys all this. Haha. And, come back next time. Goodbye.